Oahu Catholics at this hour are celebrating at a special Thanksgiving Mass downtown at Our Lady of Peace Cathedral. They're rejoicing now that it's finally official. Father Damien of Molokai will be canonized as a saint in Rome October 11th. The Bishop of Honolulu, Larry Silva, made the announcement today in a teleconference from Rome. KITV's Denby Fawcett has the story.
It's been 120 years since Father Damien died from Hansen's disease in Molokai. Damien gave his life to comfort and care for the patients of Kalaupapa. Today at a news conference downtown came the long-awaited news by telephone from Bishop Larry Silva in Rome for the announcement.
I'm just very overwhelmed. I thank God for the privilege of being here.
Father Damien will be among 10 to be canonized this year. His ceremony at a Mass at the Vatican, October 11th. Thousands will be there, as well as Hansen's patients from Kalaupapa. The Catholic Diocese has promised to take to Rome for the occasion.
I think the people of Kalaupapa certainly have been waiting for this for many generations, and I think there will be great joy, and I thank God that it happened while there's still some patients there.
Damien's sainthood depended on the verification of two medical miracles. 80-year-old Audrey Toguchi is considered to be one of the miracles. After praying to Damien, Toguchi's cancer that had spread from her hip to her lungs healed.
I just put my whole self in Father Damien's hand.
Toguchi's doctor says the healing of Toguchi's lungs without medical treatment is one for the record books.
It's a very durable, unexplainable event.
Toguchi says she'll be in Rome for Damien's canonization.
Of course. I cannot let him down because he's never let me down.
Joined in Rome by many from Hawaii who will be there to honor the saint we consider one of our own. Denby Fawcett, KITV4 Island Television News.
The nation's governors are in Washington, D.C. this weekend for their winter meeting. The focus, the newly passed economic stimulus and whether or not to accept that money. ABC's Yunji Denise reports.
Perhaps no one understands the scale of the economic crisis better than the nation's governors, many of whose state budgets are reeling in the red. But there is tension in this group over whether or not to accept money from the newly passed economic stimulus package, which most Republicans in Congress voted against.
If you don't take the money on ideological grounds, the only ones you're hurting are the citizens of your state.
Some Republicans, like Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal, say they won't accept what they call wasteful government spending. In the GOP weekly address, Michigan Congressman Dave Camp says borrowing and spending won't bring the economy back.
Republicans genuinely want to work with the president to solve these problems in a responsible way that does not burden our children and grandchildren with a mountain of debt.
But even among the GOP, there are governors who say ideology shouldn't get in the way of balancing budgets. Their states desperately need cash, and so they'll take whatever help they can get.
I think there's some good things in there when it comes to stimulating the economy and creating jobs for our education system, for healthcare, for a general fund. I think that it will put a lot of people to work.
The governors will attend a dinner at the White House on Sunday night. They'll be back there on Monday for a policy briefing with the president and vice president. Yunji Denise, ABC News, Washington.
Unlike many of the other Republican governors at today's meeting, Hawaii's Governor Linda Lingle expressed her agreement with the current administration's plan, but stressed the need for accountability.
That the public wants to know not just that you're going to improve infrastructure, but are you spending the money on the right projects, and is it being done on time and on budget?
Lingle added the goals of the meeting are in accord with many of our state initiatives, including the state's $1.8 billion stimulus package. Lingle says she'd also like to see Hawaii reduce its dependence on imported oil, spending a large majority of her trip in Washington, D.C., meeting with energy officials, discussing the best ways to create an energy-independent state. Well, a 19-year-old Hawaii Army National Guard soldier has been killed in a vehicle accident in Kuwait. Specialist Quislin K. Walter of Honolulu was assigned to the 29th Brigade Combat Team from the Hawaii Army National Guard. Walter was a 2007 graduate of Farrington High School. It's the second death for the unit since it was called to active duty last year. Military officials say 3 other guardsmen were seriously injured in the accident on Thursday. The cause is still under investigation. A blessing ceremony today at Bellows Beach marked the completion of the cleanup of a former landfill. Here's what it looked like before, when the property was being used by the Air Force, then the Marine Corps, around World War II. And here's how it looks today. Waimanalo residents lobbied to clean up the site, with the funds finally made available in August 2007, when Congresswoman Mazie Hirono helped earmark the $2 million in Marine Corps funds.
And for the longest time, it used to be fenced off, and there were these warning signs, danger. When you have an area that's right next to the ocean, it's so much better to have it open, accessible.
Part of the cleanup contract emphasized using small local businesses. In all, 13 subcontractors were used for the project. 11 were based in Waimanalo or in Hawaii. Local artist Peggy Chun passed away in November, but her dreams of a new art gallery are alive and well. How folks today were making it happen. Plus, the first step is taken in a multi-million-dollar makeover project at Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard. And in your island sports, Rob DeMello will update us on a Big Island boy hoping to impress at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis today.